Hey, everybody. Hope you are doing well. I think it's time we broaden our horizons a bit and go to some classic jazz performances. In this particular instance, we're going to do the song Lazy Bird by the legendary John Coltrane. Just phenomenal 7 minutes worth of jazz perfection. Without any more talking, let's go. Lazy Bird by John Coltrane. is a master. He's a master. What are you going to do? Um, you know, uh, I've wanted to expand our listening to, get out there into more experimental music. I'm not going to go away from the regular stuff at all. It's just, I feel it's important to highlight other stuff that people wouldn't necessarily normally listen to and stuff that normally wouldn't get posted on YouTube. The songs are there, but people don't go to them. And well, they do, but people who already love them go to them. So it's important to me to expose people to things that I found inspirational when I was, 15, 20, 25, 30 to this day, frankly. And so, we've done some other jazz stuff here. I've put some Tuck Andrus up. I've got Joe Pass up. And there's a few others that I would consider jazz as well. I think we're gonna do. Obviously, we're gonna probably end up doing more Coltrane. We're gonna do some Charlie Parker. I'm sure some Thelonious Monk will show up. Maybe some Art Blakey, Sonny Greenwich. Alan Holdsworth I'd consider him jazz fusion, rock jazz fusion. But we're gonna be going deeper into this every once in a while. I want to do it too often because I want to make sure people continue to watch. But every once in a while, I'd appreciate if you indulge my jazz flavored side. Okay. With this recording, obviously it's a legend, John Coltrane. There is a killer story, a great story that Tom Dowd tells in that documentary that I've mentioned before, Tom Dowd, The Language of Music, where he tells a story about recording, I think it was the Modern Jazz Quartet, and I believe it was John Coltrane's group. It might have been Charlie Parker. I'm gonna have to rewatch the scene, rewatch that part of the documentary again. It's one of those two. And it's a legendary recording session where the two groups faced off against each other in the studio. First things first, when you listen to this recording, what you can hear is how it's recorded live in the room. There's only a handful of mics. There's, maybe one or two mics on the drum set total. Everything's got space, but you can hear the room that they're in, and they're just playing. And so the danger of that, of course, is that you always got to make sure you got enough tape rolling in the machine to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. And so Tom Dowd in that particular story tells the story about how, they're recording this face-off between these two legendary jazz groups, the Modern Jazz Quartet, and then, God, I feel like it was John Coltrane, but I'm gonna have to double check that. And they're facing off. So you got trumpet v trumpet, you've got sax v sax, you got bass v bass, you got drummer v drummer, and they're all basically playing off of the same microphones. And the session was going so hot that they started to notice that one of the tape machines and they were recording direct to tape. One of the big tape machines, one of the big reel-to-reels was starting to run out. And so masterfully, Tom Dowd and his other engineer were like, oh my God, we're going to run out of tape. What are we going to do? They switched over to recording onto a 2-track recorder just long enough for them to change back over to a multi-track recorder once they replaced the tape that was running out with another tape. So if you actually listen to the recording, you can't really hear the splice between the multi-track big tape, the 2-track small tape, and then back to the multi-track big tape. Just imagine what they would have lost if they had run out of tape. And again, that's the danger of recording on tape or recording on a medium like that, because if you run out, back in the day, in many songs, they were recording direct to acetate. You had one shot. That's it. You had one shot. You were recording right onto vinyl. And if you missed out, it was impossible. You can't recreate that inspiration and those magical moments that especially jazz artists had, because they were playing so freeform and improvised that you would just lose out on that particular magic moment. You can't ask a jazz musician to try to recreate that, especially an improvisational jazz artist. So yeah, that must have been a real high tense moment for the guys in the booth, going, "Oh my God, how are we gonna do this? Okay, jump right over and flip it and flip that and blah blah blah." And it's a wonderful story. Again, I highly recommend the Tom Dowd documentary, Tom Dowd: The Language of Music. It's amazing stories in there. With that said, appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment in the comments section below. Maybe make a suggestion of a song or a jazz artist that I should highlight in our jazz sections. And we can talk about it. Okay. Thanks for watching. And please feel free. I already said all that, so I'm not going to say it again. Just know that I appreciate you and I wish you all well. Take care.